You're listening to Mr. Credit on San Diego 1700 with local credit expert Derek Evans. Now, live in studio, Mr. Credit.
Welcome to Mr. Credit. We are live and local here in San Diego and Sereno Valley. We are taking your calls. If you have questions about credit scoring or your credit report, give us a call, 866-405-1717. That's 866-405-1717. You can also email askmrcredit@yahoo.com. You know, I was down at the Padres game yesterday doing some interviews. You will not want to miss it on Thursday. I've got to cut up the audio, so Thursday we'll be playing the interviews that I did about credit scoring down at the Padres game yesterday. The Padres obviously won 17-2. Tomorrow we will be talking about bankruptcy. So if you have any questions about bankruptcy, make sure you tune in tomorrow. William McDonald from the McDonald Legal Group will be joining us in studio to answer your questions. Of course, you can also Facebook Mr. Credit. If you do a search on Facebook for Mr. Credit, you will find me right there. Today, we're going to be talking about the credit bureaus. Who are these guys? Are they part of the government? What's their job? What is their role in making sure that your credit is accurate? You'll be shocked by this. We'll also be talking about the two most important components to having a good credit score. The two most important components. Having good credit is not just about making your payments on time. And while that's important, that's not all there is. There's a lot more to it. And the point is to obviously help you have a better credit score and a better financial life. Okay? There's a big line that's drawn in the sand out there, and with the state of the economy and where banks are, it's very important to have a good credit score. Well, what is a good credit score? Well, a lot of people think, hey, if I have a 700 credit score, that's good. And while it's good, it's certainly not great, because the median score in this country is actually 720. And what I mean by median is that half of the people in this country, in the United States, have a score that's better than 720, and half of the people are below 720. Where do you fit in there? Are you on the higher end? Are you the sought after, or are you the seeking? If you have a 710 credit score, that doesn't mean that you're not a good credit risk necessarily, but that means that you're still in the bottom half. We need to get you up there, and everyone can get there. You hear me say it all the time. Everyone can have 720 credit. It's just a matter of knowing what you need to do and sticking with it, and that's all there is to it. But you've got to understand how this stuff works, and that's what we're going to be talking about a lot today when we go into the credit bureaus. Also running a contest right now for the messiest credit report. If you think your credit is as bad as it could possibly be, all you need to do is send me an email, askmrcredit@yahoo.com. Send me an email and tell me that you think your credit is as bad as it could possibly be. We're going to pick a winner every week, and I'm going to personally help that person fix their credit report for free. So if you have bad credit, or if you know someone who does, tell them to shoot me an email, askmrcredit@yahoo.com, put in the subject contest. I'll reply to that email with the details on how they can get the report that they need to enter the contest. And every week we're going to help someone fix their credit for free. If you like free, if you like good credit, this could be great for you. Also, if you don't want to call into the show right and you need answers to your questions about credit right now, you can call 858-571-0271. The Mr. Credit staff is there. They will help you with your questions about credit. If you don't want to come on air, that's fine, but you need to get answers. You can't just be walking around with 500 credit these days. You can't do it. You're going to find yourself in a really bad situation sooner rather than later. A lot of people are thinking, hey, I've had, stuff as bad that's happened to me recently. You're letting that dwell. Don't dwell on that stuff. Okay? Remember, your credit report and your credit score is all a reflection of the past. So what we have to do is we have to look into the future. We have to say, where are we going to be 6 months from now? Where are we going to be 3 months from now? How about 1 month from now? Don't worry about what's happened. You need to seek the answers to get better credit right now. And if you need help, give us a call, 858-571-0271. We're happy to help you. That's what we're here for. That's the point of the show. Okay, you can go to mrcreditradio.com anytime if you want to get good information about how this stuff works. Okay, so I want to read an email here that I got this morning that I thought was pertinent. This is from Rob. He didn't specify where he was from. He said, I got sued 2 years ago, and they're garnishing my wages. I've changed my company to an LLC now, but what can I do about this judgment and my paycheck? Now, Rob had a lot more things to say besides that, but this was the body of it. Now, the point here was, okay, Rob, you got sued. You got sued a couple years ago. Your wages are being garnished. That means you lost. Now, it seems to me like this has to do with your business because you said you've got an LLC now, so you're probably a sole proprietor before. Now, everyone knows that you shouldn't be a sole proprietor. If you have any liability at all in what you're doing in your business, you cannot be a sole proprietor. You have to incorporate or form an LLC. I recommend Kehr Law for that, Kehr law.com, if you need to form a corporation or an LLC. Dan Kehr really cares about you, and he'll help you do that. Now, what you can do about the judgment and your paycheck, there isn't a whole lot that you can do unless you actually file for bankruptcy. Now, you can file for a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, which is over in about 90 days or so, about 3 months, and you can actually eliminate that judgment. So I'm not sure, Rob didn't specify, and I didn't hear back from him when I replied, how much the judgment is for, but if you got sued and you lost, you very well could be looking at a six-figure judgment. If you've got $100,000 worth of a judgment there that you're dealing with, then it very well might be worth filing for a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, because I can pretty much guarantee you that I'll have your credit in the 700 range within 6 months or so of the discharge of a Chapter 7. And a lot of that has to do with the Chapter 7 more than it has to do with exactly what I'm going to do in helping you fix the errors that might come up. But the bottom line is, there is something you can do. Of course, proactively, you would have formed the LLC first, and then you wouldn't have been held personally liable. But now that that's already occurred, you've made the correction on that end, what you need to do about the judgments, potentially file for Chapter 7. If you want to consult a bankruptcy attorney, you've got to call William McDonald with the McDonald Legal Group. Okay, he's the only person I recommend. I've worked with dozens of bankruptcy attorneys in town, and the only person I recommend is William McDonald. You can call his office, 858-437-0103, if you need to ask questions about bankruptcy. And he will be in studio tomorrow as we're doing Bankruptcy Wednesdays. So, we're going to talk about the credit bureaus. First of all, what you think they are. Everyone thinks that because the word bureau is in there, that means that the credit bureaus are part of the government, like the Federal Bureau of Credit. That's not what it is. Okay, the credit bureaus are independent businesses. In fact, 2 of the 3 major ones are privately owned. They're not even public companies. Equifax is the only public company where we can actually go in and see what's going on. The other 2 are private companies, for-profit businesses. Okay, they are not guardians of your credit report. That is not what the credit bureaus do. Their job is to make money. That's it. They are for-profit businesses, they're big businesses, and they're concerned about the bottom line. That's all they're concerned about. They're not concerned about the accuracy of your credit report. Only to the extent that they don't want to be involved in class action lawsuits. But I have personally seen the bureaus make conscious decisions to ignore the law and know that they're going to get sued. But they're making a business decision that paying off a lawsuit is going to be cheaper than actually following the law. All right, they do this all the time. That's why you see the bureaus get sued every 2-3 years. They pay out tens of millions of dollars, but they save themselves hundreds of millions of dollars if they follow the law during that same period of time. That's why they write the check, no big deal. Now, when you have a big business that's a for-profit business that's in charge of something that's as important as your credit score, where do you think we end up? Why do you think that when the Government Accountability Office did the study on credit reporting errors with respect to derogatory items, they found that 92% of credit reports had errors on them? Of course, because how are they going to be correct when that's not what actually provides what their goal is? Their goal is to make money. Having your credit report be accurate is not going to make the credit bureau money. The credit bureaus make money in 2 different ways. They're both important for you to understand. Number one, with credit reports. They sell credit reports to lenders. Now keep in mind that lenders are the demand for credit reports. The reason lenders want to use credit reports is so that they can make quick decisions about whether they should lend you money or not. In doing that, it saves them time. It allows them to lend more money, which is how they supposedly make money in most cases. That's what they're supposed to do. But if they don't have the credit bureaus there, they have to go through a long process. So the credit bureaus are a shortcut for the banks. That's one way they make money. The second way that the credit bureaus make money is by selling your information.